Tommy Heffernan from Precision Microbes here, and we're back with vet Hannah Batty in our series of calf health videos that you're doing for us, Hannah. And today we're talking about rehydration, but first of all, let's talk about Scour, calf diarrhea, agents, what's happening inside the calf.
Yeah, so Scour is obviously one of the most common issues we see on farm,
Yeah.
particularly in that pre-weaned calf. We're at quite a high risk period there. You know, the calf's born with zero immunity. We'll have to rely on colostrum, and then potentially we're going to meet a load of challenges. Most of them are muck-to-mouth transmission. That's how I always think about it. Keep it simple. And which ones are we going to be having to consider? So we've got our Salmonella, our E. coli's, things like Rotavirus, coronavirus, crypto, a real bugbear on a lot of farms that I go to.
Becoming more common.
Way more common, yeah.
Okay.
And again, it's that balance between challenge and immunity. So if our challenge is too high, so say for example we've got a lot of muck knocking about, or if our calves are left in the calving yard too long, highly likely they're going to pick up something like those kind of Scour pathogens.
Okay, we talked about in the last video a little bit about Precision Microbes as a tool in supporting gut health, but before we talk about rehydration and Hydro-STIM, can we just talk about principles of rehydration, what we're trying to achieve?
Yeah, so for me, as soon as we've got a scouring calf, we're seeing fluids lost out the back end. We're also potentially seeing things like sodium getting lost into the gut and things like bicarb. So we've got two things that we need to do. We need to correct the electrolyte imbalance, and we're also likely to get a little bit of acidosis going on as well. So how can we achieve this? So for me, oral electrolytes are key. You'll see here we've got protocols. So for this farm, for example, we've identified the main bugs that are likely to be an issue, what's going to cause them. We then talk about how to use electrolytes. You probably want at least an hour and a half to 2 hours between any electrolyte and milk replacer feed. Don't want to be feeding those at the same time because we're going to have issues with things like carbamazole emptying. By separating those out, we're going to assess, we're going to improve that hydration way quicker and get way more bang for our buck with those electrolytes that we're using.
Okay. One of the things we've done in Precision Microbes, people here has talked about, is Hydro-STIM. We've launched it. This is the samples we were using for trials on farm. It's blue, it's a symbol of rehydration, but it's a liquid electrolyte. It can be used in bulk, so it's a 25 dose pack, but it's got a couple of key elements. It's balancing the rehydration and the electrolyte piece. It's also looking after the metabolic acidosis, so that's really important. It's also supporting metabolic health and metabolic recovery and gut recovery. So it's kind of 5 different elements to it. They're on the screen here. I can hardly remember them sometimes, but it's a really scientific and balanced electrolyte. It's almost more than electrolyte when you think about metabolic support. So you've tried it on calves as well, Hannah. What's your feedback like?
Yeah, so first of all, we've got to think about the human who's going to be doing this and mixing it. Actually, really easy to mix, dead simple, way quicker than some of the powdered products that other people might have used. So that was a bit of positive feedback. Going into the calves, really easy to tube in actually in terms of kind of the liquid consistency of it. It worked well. Calves liked it. It was pretty tasty, which is always a good thing. And it improved the hydration status, which is effectively what we want to achieve. You know, you'll see it yourself, those calves that have got the eyes in the back of the head. Well, you know, within a couple of hours we were seeing that improve and the calf was looking much perkier. So yeah, I like it. You know, I always look on the back of the packet what ingredients are in there and at what different rates, you know, what kind of osmolality or concentration. For me, this meets a lot of those kind of key things that we're trying to achieve.
Yeah, state of 100, metabolic, I think 78.6, all those kind of key metrics you need to look at for an electrolyte. It does a really effective job. If you want more information, if you're a vet or a farmer on Hydro-STIM, there's more information on the screen there. Thank you for talking electrolytes, and I love what you've done here on the farm around protocols. We're very lucky to be in this farm today filming as well. It's really tidy and clean, and they're doing a good job, aren't they?
Yeah, that is not me, that is Duncan, so good, thank you.